All right, Forti, what's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Fortune. I'm from New Jersey. I used to live in Florida, Orlando, Florida, specifically Kissimmee area, for like 3-4 years. Moved to Florida when I was about 17. I live in California now, so moved to California when I was about 20 years old. Seen a lot of opportunities in like just music and just more opportunities and money, so I had to take that shot for myself to see what I could do, put my cards in some baskets, and worked out pretty well, if you ask me.
All right, Forti, who was one of your biggest supporters? Who supported you the most when you decided to make that move from Florida to California?
Man, one of the biggest supporters of when I decided to make that move from Florida to California was Joseph. Like, I had people second guessing, telling me, just think about it. He was like, bro, just move, bro. Like, he was like, it was a no-brainer, and like, he definitely gave me inspiration. That's one of my best friends, man. Free that boy. Yes, sir.
When you got to California, what was one of the things that you wanted to accomplish right away?
Right away? I wanted to understand the music industry completely. Like, I wanted to immerse myself with understanding how to drop music, how to market my music, the ins and outs, right contacts, label talk, all that shit, and I definitely, it was like a double-edged sword, because with that time of me learning how to learn about the industry and about all of that, I stopped making music because I was so indulged in that, and I took a little break, and I wish I was dropping music at the same time while I was doing that. But definitely that was my biggest goal when I moved out here, was just to understand the music industry without the music side, like the business side of it, so.
How would you describe Murphy's Law 2?
And the way I would describe Murphy's Law 2, so like my albums are like, at first I thought they were like a cycle between Boys Cry 2, Boys Cry series, the Murphy's Law series, and then the Whatever Can Go Wrong series. Boys Cry 2 is more of my emotional side, Murphy's Law is more of my hard side, and then I would say Whatever Can Goes Wrong is real trap, ignorant shit, you know what I'm saying? But what I would say about Murphy's Law 2 is now my music is more like a family. It's like a family tree. And the best way I would describe Murphy's Law 2 is if Murphy's Law 1 and Boys Cry 2 had a baby. That's the best way I can describe it. Like, you get that emotion, you get the raw grittiness of that, the times I was spending, because a lot of those songs are 3-4 years old when I was back making my music, a lot, my craft. I was really discovering my craft. At the same time, I was going through a lot of heartbreaks, a lot of turmoil, a lot of shit in the industry, like the weed industry, the money industry, like all that shit. It was a lot of emotions, a lot during that time of me making some of the songs on that. So like, I had it in my mind at least a year ago that like this tape was gonna be about that emotion that I showed in that time. I would say 2019 to 2020. There was a lot of, breakups and heartbreaks, and I was sipping a lot of lean, doing a lot of drugs and stuff like that around that time. So you really hear that in the songs and my music and the lyrics and the content. Like I was really trying to cope with things and shit like that with my drugs and with women, and you really get to hear that in this tape. I will say that. Way more content in this tape.
You said you were sipping lean and doing other drugs. Is there someone or something that moved you to get off of that? Or
Nah, nobody. So with drugs, man, honestly, the only person that got me off of drugs is myself. got me off of sipping lean and popping perks and shit like that was myself. Nobody really knew about my problem. I ain't really, cause it wasn't like, fuck it, I'm flat out getting motherfucking nodding out in front of people, and it wasn't like that, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't like no full-blown addict, you know, like that, like, but at the same time, like, yeah, I took a lot of drugs, so like, you feel me, like, it's a problem, and at the time, I didn't want drugs or anything to control me, you feel me? I'm a free man, I don't work for nobody, you know what I'm saying? I'm me, I'm my own person, you know what I'm saying? So like, one thing I do know that, and like, it's sad, cause like, we don't really understand that, like, bro, like, that, like, lean and perks, bro, like, yo, these people are slaves to this shit, bro. Like, they're slaves to it, bro. I'm not saying this on no belittling way at all, bro, but like, that drug is powerful, bro. It is cool, like, it's manageable. I'm not gonna act like it's not, you can get off that shit, but bro, like, once you too deep, bro, you gonna do what you want for the drugs, bro, and no cap, like you have money. When you have money, it don't look ugly. You know what I'm saying? It's not ugly. I can just, hey, I'm calling the plug, bring my drugs over, bring my lean over. It's not ugly, but if you was broke, that's when shit look ugly. Oh, that niggas stealing for shit, niggas doing shit for their drugs and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? So it's a weird thing, and I really want niggas to understand, like, an addiction is addiction, whether you slice or dice, no matter how much money you got in your pockets, no matter who you are, no matter what your name stands by, an addiction is an addiction at the end of the day. And I just chose that. I like me. I love money, I love my mind more than I love drugs, you know? And like, you know, that's all I can say. I don't look down on anybody that sips. I'm not saying I'll never sip again. But to be able to do that at the constant rate that I was doing to that, it's just not healthy for me. And I know that anybody and I know I wasn't even doing it, like, I don't know a lot of people, so I just know how deep, like, that hole can get with that shit. And I pray for all my niggas, and if you're not my niggas, they pray for my ops, so I hope y'all get clean, bro. Seriously. That shit is not good. No matter what you lie to yourself and tell yourself, that shit is not,
Alright, go ahead, Ford. Tell me where you're living at now in California.
As you can see by the skyline, man, I live downtown LA, California. I've been living here for a little bit more than a year now. I used to live over in the IE before I moved over here. Now I know it's the Inland Empire. It's like an hour away. But, downtown is cool, man. It gives me a lot of mixed emotions, I'll tell you that. Like, honestly, like, it's cool, bro. But would I be able to live here for another, like, 5 years? Probably not. It's a lot going on out here, man. So, definitely would have to move somewhere more quiet. But it's cool. It's a cool little spot. You meet a lot of people. I met a lot of dope creatives. My engineer, like, if I never moved here, I would have never met my engineer. My other engineer, when I initially moved here, I met him. All the promoters and designers I've met just in my building, you know, like, it's just crazy, all the people. I've never been around so many talented, creative people, hustlers in one place in my life. Like, it's unbelievable, honestly. Like, you'd think, but LA is a place where there's a lot of hustlers out here.
You said there's a lot of hustlers out in LA. What's your day-to-day look like?
Man, my day-to-day, it all depends, bro. So, like, I can't get too deep into my, you know, my financial shit, but if I'm not making money, I start my day, wake up, check my phone, see if there's money on my phone. No money on my phone, get my ass up, go to the gym, go work out for a little bit, go take a shower. If I need to go get some weed, go grab my weed. If I need to go do get some food, do my grocery shopping, then I go to the crib, I'm locked in the studio for at least 4 hours. It's like my gym. Like I go to the gym, you feel me, to work out my body. Now let me work out my raps. You feel me? I hop in the studio, A lot of times my producers already have some beats for me that they sent. If not, I go on YouTube, man. Honestly, I go on YouTube. I have a couple producers that I know, but I really like their beats, and I'm cool with them too. So I go on YouTube and I see what I can get, and then I like it. Hey, here's the money, here's the lease, here's exclusive from me. But pretty much do that. And I do that till it's nighttime, man. And sometimes my friends come over and we create together. If I gotta do some shoots, or might have to shoot some TikToks or whatever regarding my music career, that's what pretty much, it's like my job, man. It's like a day-to-day job. Like I wake up, handle my health and my money, and then after that, let's get to this music, bro, because this is what's gonna pay me in the future.
What's it like when you and Fish are in the studio together?
Man, me and Fish in the studio is like, we create masterpieces, bro. He's definitely my favorite, like, producer, like, that I can work with. I can call him up, and then I know that he's available creatively. He's always down to create, bro. He's always down to work. He's always down to hustle. He's always down, and he's good with criticism too. Like, he knows where I need my beats at. He knows those pockets I like it at. Like, I remember it was right before I dropped Murphy's Law 2. It's probably right when I first started messing with Fish and started getting with his beats. He used to come over my crib with Moval. It's right before I dropped Murphy's Law 1. Right before he did that shit, came to my crib, we would work on music. And I asked him, like, yo, I need my own sound, because prior to that, I used to just go on YouTube and look up Lucky type beats. And I realized I need more of my own sound. You know what I'm saying? Just add my own flavor to it, bro. Spin it around, just make our own type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And he just knew instantly what it was. And when we work in the studio, bro, we're just like that, bro. Once we hear that melody, we hear that sample, we be on the same page. He knows what I like. There ain't no issue. He knows what I like. So it's like he knows exactly what beats I want, and that's why he's definitely my favorite producer. I got more songs with him than any other producer. Over 100 songs with Fish.
What's your favorite song that you two did together?
My favorite song by me and Fish, man, that's a hard one, man. Yo, it's crazy because I genuinely want to tell you that song that I just recorded the other day in the studio with Manny, and it was such a simple beat. It was such a simple beat. It was very, like, it was so simple, but like the way we was on the same page about that beat, there was no. He knew what I wanted. I asked him. I was like, yo, I need this song right for the tape for Murphy's Law 2. I need this song in this specific spot. I need it, the track 11, I need it right there, bro. But it has to transition perfectly with the song before and the song after. And he knew the assignment. He executed it perfectly. We in the studio working on it, giving me the headphones, I'm listening to it. I'm like, yeah, there it goes. And I'm about to add another element to it. I'm like, yeah, there it goes. He's like, all right, I might add another element, but I don't know. I'm not really thinking it needs it. And I feel the same way. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I love that we're on the same page when we're making beats. He's just not making beats. We're trying to make a song together. And that's what I respect about him, and I love his beats. That's my favorite producer. I promise you we're gonna make $1 million together. I promise. Murphy's Law 2 is definitely, I'm not gonna say, I have a couple albums in store right now that really shake the charts, but really shake people's thoughts of my music and my creative process. But Murphy's Law 2 is an introduction to that. And I want you guys to understand it's completely different from everything else I've made. It's a completely different approach to the album, completely different content matter. I really want to show my vulnerability on this album. And I can't fully show you guys that at this moment, but this is an introduction to that vulnerability that I always wanted to show. It's a different type of sound. It's a different type of creative process that came down to making this album. It's taken years. It's taken years in the making. Like there's some songs in this album that's 3 years old, you know? and they fit the vibe like I made it yesterday, because I based the tape off of that emotion 3 years ago, you know. And it's not like I don't feel that emotion to this day, but I can recapture it more in a bird's eye view, where it's like I'm not living in it. I can replay it back and tell you what happened and how I felt, because at the time I was biased to myself. I wouldn't have told you I was heartbroken. I wouldn't have told you I had a drug addiction. I wouldn't have told you any of those things. I wasn't aware of those things. But now, as I'm older and I've gotten over those trials and tribulations, I could definitely formulate it and explain it to you guys in an audio format. And I want to share that with the world, because somebody might be going through the same thing I went through. Like, fuck that bitch. Like fuck them drugs. Like. You know what I'm saying? At the time, we was going through those shits. We was going through those times. Like, we made a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of mixed emotions. Like, imagine making all this money and then getting your heart broken at the same time. It's just, you know, it's a very different feeling. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, sipping lean, like, it's just different, bro. It's just a different time I was going through, and I really want to explain that to y'all. And if y'all going through that shit, I know a lot of my fans and my supporters, they might be going through that shit, heartbreaks and all that shit. And if you can relate to me and I can relate to you, then I accomplished my goal with this tape, honestly. And that's it. I want to relate to y'all on an emotional level, not just the financial level, not just on money. I want y'all to feel my emotions, because I'm more than just somebody that is far off or can't talk to me, or I'm not, you know, I'm too hard, I'm too tough, I'm emotionless. Nah, this tape, you're gonna feel me. You're gonna actually understand my emotions. You know what I'm saying? Money aside, like cloud aside, like all that aside, the music aside, you're gonna feel the emotions in this tape, and that's what I want to portray moving forward for my music. It's just not a big flex. Everything ain't just a big flex. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna feel me, you know what I'm saying? And if I can make you want to make money while you heartbroken, mission accomplished in my book.
Now that Murphy's Law 2 is finished and you're ready to put it out, is there something else you have in the mix coming up, or are you gonna take a month's break like you said before?
Nah, man. After Murphy's Law 2, we're going hard, bro. Honestly. After Murphy's Law 2, it's singles. I have a tape, Boys Cry 2, and if we're going to keep it a buck, that's my best tape I've made so far. I was going to drop it before I dropped Murphy's Law 2, but I don't think y'all ready for Boys Cry 2 yet, man. Y'all got to get Murphy's Law 2 first. It's like a transition into Boys Cry 2. Because, like, Boys Cry 2 is the name. Boys Cry 2 is straight emotions, heartbreaks, bro. A heartbreak. I went through some shit, bro. And I want y'all to feel that in that tape. For real. A lot of R&B, a lot of soul, it's not a hip-hop album, I'll tell you that. And y'all got Boys Cry 2, the first one. Y'all got Boys Cry. Y'all remember the sound and understand it's a development off of that sound by just perfected. I wouldn't even say perfected that sound, but at this point, the work from Boys Cry 1 and Boys Cry 2 is two different types of artistries, two different artists. You know what I'm saying? I really want y'all to feel that album, but I got to transition y'all from Murphy's Law 2 into that. So be on the lookout for that album dropping. I would say fall. Let's push for fall. But that's not gonna be the last. That's not gonna be the last album that y'all gonna get out of me this year. It's gonna be the last tape you get out of me this year. You're gonna get at least one more single tape. I know that me and Eno dropping the tape. Me and Gizmo dropping the tape. Me and Go dropping the tape. Fish has some songs that we worked on, unreleased songs. He's dropping a producer tape. So you're gonna get a lot of music out of me this year. But one thing that I wanna let y'all know, and I've always felt this way, and I feel like this to this day, you get the best work out of me when I drop my albums. singles are cool and all. I love my singles. I love them. I love dropping singles. But when I make a project, it's like, it's literally in its word. It's a project. I'm putting together things to create a certain feel, a certain emotion, a certain tone. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, I gotta just, you know, I gotta just drop this music, bro. That's it. And
so yeah, man, you know I'm from Trenton, New Jersey too, bro. I know we didn't hang out when we were real young, but how was that? Where did you grow up, bro?
Man, raised in Trenton, Hamilton, New Jersey. Born in New Brunswick. Yeah, man. Trenton really raised me, bro. Trenton raised me. Hamilton raised me. I used to live, when I first moved to Hamilton, I lived on Park Lane, right next to Greenwood. I went to Greenwood. This is in like 3rd grade. I went to Greenwood Elementary for like 3 months. 4 months.
You know my mom teaches there, right?
Already, I used to go to Greenwood Elementary for a couple months. Didn't like that school. I fucking hated that school, bro. That school was so trash, bro. Dude, I went to Wilson. Wilson was really cool. I met that's where pretty much all my friends, you know, that's why I became me. You know what I'm saying? When I went to Wilson Elementary School. That's when we moved to Tyndall Ave.
What grade was that when you went to Wilson?
What happened?
What grade was that?
When I moved to Wilson, it was 3rd grade. So I've only lived at Park Lane when I went to Greenwood. I lived in Greenwood for only like 3-4 months. It was very short, you know. We moved to, I lived on Tyndall Ave near, that's where Eno lives. That's where Eno lives. He lived 3 houses down from me. That was my boy. We went to school together, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I said, me and Eno, we're tight like that. Like, it's not just music, or I don't know if y'all understand how deep me and Eno tied in, bro. This is my brother, bro. It's not just regular shit, you feel me? So, yeah, we went to Wilson. I met all my friends there. Ended up going to Grice. That's where I met Jeff, Matt, a lot of people that I wouldn't have never met, you know what I'm saying, if I went to a different school, you know what I'm saying? So we met a lot of people, a lot of lifetime friends. Manny, Manny does all my cover art. Fire. Music is even fire. So y'all definitely check out Manny for sure.
So, hey, bro, like, what type of sports did you like to play?
I was big into sports growing up, man. When I grew up, I big on football, big on wrestling, WWE wrestling. I was a big wrestler, bro. Like, no cap.
SmackDown.
That was SmackDown versus Raw, bro. That's what I wanted to be when I grew up. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wanted to be a wrestler. Till like the 4th grade, and I realized, oh yeah, football is cooler. You feel me? So I was like, let me play some football. And I was like, at the time, I was kind of like a little bit bigger than everybody. So I was pretty good. I was like on the defensive line. You know, I was actually really good in like elementary school and like middle school. I was on D-line. But then like high school came, and then I'm like, yo, I'm not much bigger than everybody else at that time. So then like I stopped growing at that point, and then yeah, I was good. I started, you know, I wasn't, you know, I was pretty good, but not good enough to go to college. You feel me? I was a starter, you know, varsity starter and shit. I would play cornerback, and I used to lock niggas up. And matter of fact, bro, let me tell y'all something, bro. No cap. So I played football in Florida too. That competition was different. I moved to Florida, right, in my senior year. So I started my junior year in high school. From at the end of my junior year, I started on varsity. So then I already knew I was starting in Jersey when I came back. But I was like, let me see if I can go to Florida and start. So I went to Florida, and I was like, oh, I can start down here, bro. I'm nice, you feel me? So I was like, all right, let me, because my grandparents live in Florida. So I was like, all right, let me just move in with my grandparents, you know, playing football down there. I actually wanted to move to Florida when I graduated high school. So like, I was like, all right, I'm just killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Might as well just come early. So I went to Florida, and that was one of one of my best decisions I made. You know, like I really seen shit differently. Jersey is very, like, I can't explain it. Like, it's like you get Stockholm syndrome over there. You think this is the only thing in the world. You know what I'm saying? And if you didn't leave it, you're not gonna have a very good perception of like other places. So like when I had the opportunity to go somewhere warm, and I already had my best friend Zelik. I've been friends with him since kindergarten, because I used to live in Florida in kindergarten. Up until 3rd grade, I moved back to, you know, New Jersey with my mom. But I knew Zelig, so it was nothing. It was nothing to go down there. I had my best friend. I was like, all right, we're about to go to college. We're about to have fun. Fuck it, you feel me? It's a new, fresh start. I had a lot of fun in Florida. I met a lot of great people, a lot of good connections, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I met way more better people in those 4 years in Florida, 3 years or 4 years, whatever, in Florida, than my whole life in New Jersey. Like, I can't even, like, not even gonna lie, I'm not talking down on the people I met in Jersey, but something about Southern people, man, they just have so much love, bro, no cap. And I always, like, niggas don't understand, I'm a Florida boy by heart, bro, no cap. Like, I'm a Florida boy by heart. No, I'm from Jersey, don't get me wrong, but I got some South in me too, bro. I got some South in me too. I spent a lot of time in Florida, bro. So, like, that's my place too. That's my second home. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I lived in Florida for a couple years. Me and my homie, we used to sell sneakers. Me and Zelly used to sell sneakers. We used to restore sneakers. We used to customize sneakers. We used to be really good at that shit too, no cap, bro. If I didn't rap, bro, on God, I'd be selling sneakers right now. I was so good at that shit, bro. And but Zelig moved to Massachusetts, and like it just wasn't the same, man. It wasn't the same. So business, I kind of just stopped doing business, and I started really making music, you know. And then I realized, oh, I'm actually pretty nice at this shit. You feel me? But at the time, I was actually ass. But I got a little bit of buzz in my town in Florida. I was doing a lot of shows. I used to open up for a lot of people. Xavier Wolf, open up for Lucky, open up for Big Baby Scumbag, Captain Crunch Beats. Like, it was really, and this is during prime SoundCloud era, bro. Like, this is when X was blowing up, Kodak was blowing up, 21, Yachty, Cardi. This is prime. So there's shows going on every day, like literally in Florida. Come on, bro. Like, every day there was shows going on. So like, it was just good times, bro. Like, dropping good music and just having fun, dropping videos. This is where, like, me and like I said, my boy Joseph, free that man Joseph for real. He was heavy into photography, and he was managing me at the time, and we were just doing our thing, man. We were just dropping music, doing shows, building the buzz, and yeah, bro. It was just, you know, my biggest inspiration probably Currency, man. Like, yo, like, for real, bro. He's been grinding, bro, in the cat. Like, yo, he's been grinding for 2 decades now, bro. Just straight working music, bro. And, like, a lot of people understand the trends he set. A lot of people understand the things he's done for the music industry, and like, yeah, definitely my biggest inspiration. I remember growing up, like, around, like, this is when I first started getting into my own music and shit, like listening to my own music past my parents. And my parents, yo, my moms and pops, bro, shout out moms and pops, bro, they put me on to some fire music. Like, I grew up with very young parents, so they used to listen to some really good music. I used to listen to all the good shit. I used to listen to Lil Wayne growing up. I used to listen to all that shit, Jay-Z, Beanie Siegel. But at the same time, my mom put me on to some Whispers and Mary J. Blige and Robin Thicke, and my dad would put me on to motherfucking Rakim and Wu-Tang, and I had a really good perception of music at a young age. I ain't gonna hold you. But when I got into my own music, Currency and Wiz were the first people, and Mac Miller were the first people I really dove into, and I swear on everything I love, bro. Currency, to this day, one of my biggest inspirations. I love his mind. I love his hustle. He does his thing, bro. I respect that man. No cap. Man, y'all heard enough of me. I'm just gonna let Murphy's Law 2 do the rest of the talking.